I could tell you what it really feels like, do you think that it would change a thing? Do you think that it would change a thing? You said your name was Juliet, a shotgun wedding you regret, but you're not ready to commit treason against a family set of rules. Your mother hangs above your head like a prison. And I showed up like Romeo to save you from your life, but you decided to meet in death or exile. And now I'm lying at the altar without you, and I'm drinking the vial. If I could tell you what it really feels like, do you think that it would change a thing? Do you think that it would change a thing? So tell me how it's possible to be so unpredictable, but keep up such a scripted scene. How did you get so complicated and walk out on me? And maybe when I'm Romeo and Juliet, but when you said forever, I took it literally. I never thought you'd be the one smiling on the end of the blade that I bleed. If I could tell you what it really feels like, do you think that it would change a thing? Do you think that it would change a thing? If I was honest, open, and not so afraid of commitment, do you think that I could trust again? Or am I just broken?
How are we there, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Smashing Crossbar Podcast. It's been a while. Welcome back, everybody. My name's Josh, as always, joined by Benny. How are you, buddy?
Not too bad. It's been a while since we've done one of these, eh?
Oh, I know, it's been a while, absolutely. Been flat out training, bloody football training, stuffed me around a bit. And obviously, the new ground was getting built and everything else, so it's friggin', they mixed up our training days and all that sort of shit, so it is what it is.
No.
We deal with it, we move on. But welcome to everyone in the chat. Maddie's already here, Lukey's already here. Before we get into our special guest, big shout out to Gabriel Mar Optometrist, our major sponsor. Be sure to go down and see the guys there at Jesmond for all your eye care needs. So yeah, pretty much on today's show, guys, we are lucky enough to be joined by Ben Homer, another fellow Novocastrian. If you guys haven't heard of him, obviously before tonight, you definitely will. As he speaks, I'm sure you'll get that sort of where do I know that voice from? And that's where it'll be, the big baritone, I would call it, voice. But yeah, anyway, guys, other than that, we're going to talk a bit of A-League. We'll talk a bit of, obviously, the whole Super Cup, Super Champions League.
You mean the Super League that doesn't exist anymore?
Super League, the 2021 to 2021. And obviously everything in between. I think the Joey's got their fixtures as well for the Olympics. And
Yeah, tough group.
I believe it was a pretty tough group, so we'll get into that as well. Mary's here as well, welcome. But anyway, we're going to get underway because I'm sure he's got plenty of stuff to do, plenty of research and everything else to do before the weekend's games ahead. Ben, how are you, mate?
Yeah, g'day Josh, g'day Ben. How are both of you? Going well, thank you.
No, we're
good.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic, mate. As good as can be. How's life treating you, mate? How's COVID? Well, obviously we haven't spoken to you before. So how was COVID for you, mate? How was that to get through?
Actually, it wasn't the funnest period, but it's one of these things where I look back and think there are a lot more people. Well, even at the time I was thinking about this. There's a lot of other people who are doing it a lot worse than me, but you still have your difficult moments. And the difficult bit for me was that I didn't have too many games left that season of last season that I was meant to commentate. So it wasn't really that much of an impact in regards to when the season sort of stopped. I think, February, March. It was more so when it came back because the way it worked out was because of the cash-strapped nature of sport, Fox weren't taking freelancers on or using freelancers for commentary for the back end of last season. So that was a bit tough for me to sort of deal with at the time, but I totally understood it. And if I was a business like them, I would have done the same thing. It's all about cutting costs in difficult times. So I totally understood, but it still doesn't make it any less difficult. So when they came back from the break from COVID, Yeah, it was a bit tough actually. It was a bit hard because I wasn't involved for a period of time. But then once, and I was wondering, I was thinking at that point, you know, is this it? You know, am I going to get another opportunity? Because I was thinking I may not, because this is the way they might operate moving forward. So I really started to make sure the benefit that came of it was me just doing a lot more research into other sports. For example, because rugby league, being from Newcastle, I've always been a massive rugby league fan, but AFL, and I've been a Swans fan for however long, but I haven't followed the AFL in depth as much as I probably would like, because it clashes with the league. And I really focused on that, was trying to just do some commentary practice on AFL. So therefore, what it really taught me was you cannot. And I was going into it, I was never going to pigeonhole myself as football, because I'm a keen rugby league caller as well. But what it did teach me is you've got to be able to call a whole lot more than just a couple, maybe, and really branch out and be across absolutely everything you possibly can. Yep. So that's what I would say I really learned out of what was a bit of a challenging period through COVID. And the other benefit for me was I was still at uni. I finished off uni last year, so I had that to take my mind off it all as well. So, yeah, I was happy with sort of how it panned out. But at the start, yeah, it was a bit challenging.
Yeah, well, that's it. Obviously, Newcastle luckily wasn't too affected. Obviously, the NPL and everything else went ahead and everything and so forth, which was good, compared to, say, down here with Ben and I in Victoria, where everything virtually just shut down. We had no outlet at all. It was chaotic, wasn't it? It was
6.5 weeks off work.
It was crazy. Lucky I didn't have to go through that. It was an essential, but yeah, it was crazy. Obviously, speaking about that, I was going to touch on that. I was going to say, I'm sure you had plenty of time to for your uni work. I believe it was what was it, a double degree, communication and law, I believe.
Yeah, communication law. And before you're probably going to ask this, being a journal, I'm thinking of the questions that might get asked. And one is probably, why'd you do law? And the main reason was when I finished uni, I knew I wanted to go into the media, but I needed a something else as well as a communication degree, because I just thought it wasn't enough for me, in the sense that if it didn't work out in the media sense, having that law degree background could help me get some work elsewhere in the legal profession, obviously, but also going down a path of, say, I wanted to work for a sporting organisation or in sports admin or that kind of thing. Yeah. So that's why I did the law degree. But I probably always knew that I didn't want to be a lawyer, but it taught me so much, and I would never go back and 5 years ago and say, no, I'm not going to do the law degree. Because a couple of years in, I was actually thinking of pulling out. A few people gave me some advice and said, do not, just do it. It's like 3 more years of your life, and that's it. And what it taught me was, it just taught me to be a better writer, to just do analysis in a better way, teaching me skills that I use in journalism, for example, in court reporting or that kind of thing, where you've got to know exactly the lines that you can't cross, otherwise the trial's going to get thrown out, or you're going to be you're going to defame someone, all that kind of thing. So it taught me so much in that regard, and it was fascinating. I met so many great people that are going to be fantastic lawyers as well, which is going to be exciting to see them go about their work in the coming years. So it was a great experience, I must say, going through that. And there was so many aspects of the law that I didn't know about going in that I know about now, which is great.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, as I said, big congratulations, mate, because there's no way in hell I'd be doing it.
No, you know what I'd love to see in a courtroom, though?
What?
Ben Homer versus Claire Coelho.
Claire Coelho.
Oh, that's an interesting one, Ben. That is an interesting one. No, Claire's doing a fantastic job. And can I just say credit to Claire, because she was the year above me. So I had every now and then, in my second last year, I had some classes that she was in. Yeah. And for her to balance that with playing for the W League side is is superb. So yeah,
Yeah.
massive kudos to her.
Absolutely. So, well, obviously, as we were saying before, Nova Castrian is surrounded by sport. Obviously, from the early days, obviously from KB United, Breakers, etc., then the Knights and everything else. Was media something that you grew up wanting to sort of do, or was there other things you were thinking of, say year 6 or so when you? Is it about that time? I can't remember now. It's been that long since I've been out of school. When you write what you want to be, sort of thing.
Yeah, well, I don't know, Josh, if you've been stalking my Twitter, but you might have been. But what I can say is, in year 6, or that article actually, I think it was written a few weeks. I said that I wanted to be an NRL referee. So growing up, massive rugby league fan, and I just always, I don't know why, but I wanted to be a referee. So I did some touch footy refereeing because my parents were high quality touch footy players, and it wasn't fun, the abuse, etc. But I got over that, and I still refereed for a few years, like at gala days for school and all that kind of thing, which was fine. And then it's probably around year 9 or year 10, so maybe like was I 14, 15, I sort of worked out that I wanted to go down the media path. But it made me think back to when I was a kid, because I used to play games of footy in the hallway with my brother, just for the mini footy. And I used to commentate games, and I didn't think about it at the time. But looking back, I go, maybe it was meant to be. So, yeah, it was around that time. I literally couldn't tell you what it was that took me down that path. Obviously, a love for sport. I always loved sport. Yeah. But there wasn't a clear-cut moment. And then I did some work experience not work experience. I went in and, it was work experience. I just went in and watched Craig Hamilton. Some people might know him in Newcastle, ABC Newcastle, rugby league commentator, absolutely awesome bloke. And he was doing the show, and I came in and sort of watched everything behind the scenes, and I thought, yeah, this is fun. I went and watched him call a game. Jerry Collins as well, another commentator. He was calling in Newcastle. I think one week when Hamo was off sick. So, and then I thought, yeah, I'm keen on this. And that was the point forward where I really developed that passion for media.
I suppose it's a good. The chat's just going. Ben speaks very well. Well, yes, he's a trained journalist.
You two boys do as well, so don't undersell yourself.
I was about to say, considering the first thing we turn around and say to people is, we are not journalists and we are not trying to be.
100% not trying to be journos, absolutely. Well, yeah, obviously everyone in the chat, most of them obviously from Nova Castrians themselves and everything else. I can remember first hearing you, obviously, when I sort of first moved to Melbourne, because I was like, what am I going to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love my NPL, I love watching the Buds go around. Played for the Buds pretty much all my juniors and everything else, and what the hell. And then I come across Bar TV and I was like, mate, happy days. Whoever's come up with this, they're onto a winner here. Because you looked at it and it was like the NPL was being done, and then obviously, the Rugby League and Union and AFL and everything was there. It was just like happy days. And then I remember listening to you commentate a bit on that. How did that all come about? Did you just rock up there as well and just go, give me the mic, or?
Well, it's a bit of an interesting one. So my first sort of experience doing some broadcasts was 2013 at the Special Olympics, which was here in Newcastle. Yep. And I just volunteered just regularly on the track, and I was helping with the athletes. They'd take off their jumpers and stuff pre-race, and I'd carry the basket down to the finish line. So I did that for a couple of days, and the guys on the mics, I thought, I'd love to do that. It'd be a lot of fun. So I went down and had a chat to them and said, I'm sort of keen on this kind of thing. Would you be up for, me joining you? And these two blokes, some people might know them. They're massive in the running community. Dave Robbo Robertson and Andrew Dodd. Yeah. And they were calling the running, so I got involved in that. It was awesome. And then I did a little bit of announcing at our rowing regattas at Newcastle for a couple of years. And then the next year, there was this event in town called the Lake Macquarie International Children's Games. Now, my old cricket coach, he was one of the volunteers involved in that, and he was involved in I think he was like the highest up volunteer. And he was chatting to one of the organisers who was looking for someone to sort of do some hosting or of their daily web stream show. And he said, I know a bloke who would be really keen. So I went and had a meeting, had a chat, and they said, yeah, we're keen to get you on. So effectively, I did that, hosted the web stream for 3 days with Abby Tweed, who was the other host, and we also hosted the opening ceremony. Myself, Abby, and Wilson hosted that, which was fantastic, apart from the thunderstorm which came. But so that was a great experience. But what happened was on the last day, they had the final of the boys' football. Now, it was going to be broadcast by the ABC. They were going to do it as sort of like an outside broadcast, but there was issues with the wiring or something. They couldn't get a signal. Not 100% sure. And I said to the Bar TV guys who were actually doing the filming for us, they were getting the highlights for the show from all the sporting events. I said, you guys stream stuff, let's go and do the game. So I went and actually called it with Dave Robertson, who was there helping out with us, who I was at the Special Olympics with the year earlier. And we called the game between Scotland, it was a team from Scotland and Poland. Anyway, so we did the game, and then Bar TV said, we'd love to get you involved in football the next year because we need a football caller for the NPL. And they said, we know you're really keen on league, but we'd love you to do football. And to just go back a couple of steps, I'd probably really got into the Jets probably around 2012, 2013, because a couple of my mates from school said, let's join up as members. And I said, yeah, I'd love to. And from that point, that was where my love for football began. So by 2015, I was like, yeah, that would be awesome. I'd just love to do that because I was right into it. And then 2015, I began calling for Bar TV. My first few games were probably absolute rubbish, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So and it's been an absolute dream to work with some of the guys there, and the guys that I call with, Chris Turner, mainly, Damien Smith as well, who's been there. He's been a bit busy with work. He's pretty busy with his day job these days, but I couldn't have asked for a better group of guys to have met through that and called with. To be honest with you, they've been massive helps. Yeah,
no, I ended up hitting them up a while back actually, because obviously borders, we're flat out now, but with coaching and playing and stuff like that. But there's nothing down here. I would love to obviously like for Bar TV to get involved down here with the NPL or even there's like 4 NPLs down here. That's the biggest thing. It's just so big in Victoria.
Two
NPLs, but obviously even state league, the state league 1 is still pretty.
It's still pretty up there.
Ended up, almost come about a couple of months ago. Actually, they hit me up and said there was something going on, and I couldn't do it. So he's open. One day, join the Bar TV team. Just freaking do a bit of
I've got a question for you, man. Little off the cuff. You said that you and a bunch of mates got your first Jets memberships in around 2013. How many of them to this day are now still actually Jets members?
They both would be. There was 3 of us. And I'm pretty sure they both are. Yeah. One of them is definitely a member. The other one may not be, but it's not for the purpose. It's not because they're not playing well. I'll say that. It would be related to does a lot of active stuff on the weekends and is out of town a lot of the time. So yeah, no, they're loyal. They're loyal. I'll say that.
Good.
I was about to say, he knew damn well where I was going with that line of questioning.
Obviously, we got some through in the chat as well. Your favourite NPL game you called?
Oh, Geez, that's it.
Or a memorable
That's
one
a
that
real-
sticks out?
Yeah. Yeah. Let me just. I've got to rack my brain. There was one in 2015 where Western played Magic. It was 4-3. That was an absolute cracker. And we've had those semi-finals. I don't think I could go past. It would have been 2017. I'm pretty sure, and it was Olympic and Magic, the second leg of the semi-final.
Yep.
Where they played there at Darling Street, and it was incredible. The crowd, because Rob Vigili, I remember, was. I'm just trying to think in my head. So, 2015 grand final was obviously Edgeworth played in that and won. Then the next year they beat. That's right, they beat Olympic. 2016. Maybe it was 2016. I think it was 2016 actually, because they beat Magic that year, didn't they? I don't have it in front of me, but they beat Magic, and Magic made the grand final because they beat Olympic in that. So yeah, that was the year.
Yep.
And Rob Vigili wasn't able to coach from the sideline, so they had Bobby Newmov and Michael Balch was at Olympic, and it was the most incredible, dramatic finish. Magic scored 2 late goals. Yeah, I'll probably go with that. Another honourable mention is the Maitland win against Magic, but that was more so because I was happy with how the commentary came out with Maitland scoring the last minute. I think I said something like the Maitland miracle. So I don't think that was a brilliant game. I think the best game would probably be that. In terms of drama from the start to the finish was that Olympic Magic game from 2016.
Mary's just put in there, who is your mentor and idol as far as sports commentators go? Who do you look up to?
Oh, gee, I'm going to leave someone out here. So
You can leave Boswell.
I'll say
okay. He'll understand.
people that have given me one person that has given me a lot of advice down the years, and I've gone over and got a lot of feedback from him, is Jerry Collins, who used to work for ABC Grandstand, just actually lives around the corner from me. And he's been massively helpful, really, really good, like giving me feedback on any commentary that I sent him. Obviously Craig Hamilton here in Newcastle, just working with him, any advice, any issues that I've had, ask him, what do you think about this? He's been great as well. Simon Hill and Speedy, like I would have contacted Simon a few years back before I was doing stuff for Fox, and he's given me feedback, and Speedy as well. Speedy's always been so easy and helpful for any questions or pronunciations. Everyone knows Speedy loves his pronunciations, so always. So those are the ones off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's a big one. There's so many. As you talking Australian commentators, and it's just so many. Even
I've got to say this one. Alistair Nicholson as well. He works for ABC Grandstand. He is a brilliant commentator, Alistair. One of the best in the country. And he when I was like, this would have been like 20. I can tell you what happened. He was commentating the Brisbane International, and Leighton Hewitt was in the final. So remember the year Leighton Hewitt played in the Brisbane International final? That would have been the year that that I would have contacted Alistair. So it was like probably early part of this decade. And he still responded to my Twitter message. I sent him a message saying, hey, Al, would you be up for a chat? And he still responded and had a chat to me, and that goes to the person he is. So and he's given me feedback to this day as well. So yeah.
It's pretty good, honestly. In all honesty, like I said, I've had the pleasure of having a chat with Adam Peacock, Simon Hill himself.
Simon Hill.
In the commentating side of things, we've only been doing this, been 2 years, I think?
2 and a bit.
Sort of pre-COVID, sort of just before COVID hit sort of thing. But
when COVID hit is when we really knuckled down on the interview side of things.
But just a simple message, where you, from me, just Joe Blow, expecting nothing, instant, yeah, mate, no dramas, freaking happy days. It's good to see, obviously. We've
been pretty lucky.
Some of the commentators and that, yourself included now, you willing to give up a little bit of their time and that to give back. It's great. It's great to see. Anyway, we'll push on because otherwise we'll sit here and we talking gibberish and talking Newcastle and Bar TV and ABC.
We're very good at talking gibberish.
We are. We're good. But obviously we talk Bar TV. How you got your start there? We may as well crack on into Fox Sports. How did that all come about? How did it work out? Did you go to them? Did they come hunting you?
Yeah, so it was 2016, and the Bar TV guys. So to sum it up briefly, when the FFA Cup first started, I think the first year Fox just broadcast one game per match day, and then after that, the year after that, when did it start? 2014. So 2015, I think they then started streaming games to their online platform. Now, Bar TV were the group who streamed it for Fox. So the Bar TV guys were just having a chat. This was not of my doing, but they were having a chat to Murray Shaw, who was the head of, the EP of football at Fox. And they said, we've got this young bloke up in Newcastle that, would you be keen to listen to see what, his stuff and see what you think, if you need, I think it was more like if you need someone, he's available.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Murray and his offsider, who is Jeff Bullock, used to be at Fox as well. Jeff he was the one that sort of kept in touch with me and said, you're going well here, blah, blah, blah. So they gave me a chance to call the round of 32 game in the FFA Cup 2016. It was Shamrock Rovers Darwin. They arrived in
I remember
limo.
that game.
Yeah, and they played against Brisbane Strikers. And I went down to Fox and called it off the TV. And it was so difficult because it was only one camera and the picture quality wasn't brilliant. So I think I mucked up one of the goals, but all the others were all right, I think. And yeah, that was a real challenge. But obviously they thought it was all right. So the next year I came back and I think I did a couple of games. Then the next year, same deal. And then the Asian Cup was 2019. So that's when Simon and Speedy went over to the UAE to call that. So Jeff got in touch and said, we're going to need some callers for the A-League in a couple of months' time. So we'd be keen to get you involved. But just before then, they said, we need a caller for this Usain Bolt trial match we're broadcasting down at Campbelltown Stadium. This was 2018.
Can I just say, Ben, I was going to go into that. The one thing when I was doing the research, and I'm like, that's right, he was there. And the first thing that went through my brain was, hang on, your Simon Hills were still there, your Slaters and all that, Bozza and all that were all still there, and they weren't around to call that?
Well, I know, I know Simon wasn't a big fan of, from what he said publicly about old Usain coming to town, and it was a bit of a gimmick, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But it gave the league some publicity for a period of time. So I don't know how it all worked out, but it was myself and Daniel McBreen who called it, and Adam Peacock was on the sideline. So they said, because the first game I think they played against the Central Coast Select side, and there was no commentator as such. I know Adam's doing commentary at the moment, but I think he was just sort of hosting the match in a way with Robbie Slater and someone else. And then the next one they said, we want someone to commentate this game. So I was like, keen. And I think they wanted to give us a go because Daniel McBreen, who's obviously now assistant coach of the Jets, was just starting out. So they wanted to give us an opportunity just to see how we went. That was because that was my first sort of TV broadcast. Anyway, so I thought to myself, okay, Usain Bolt, if he scores, I've got to have something that I can say apart from Bolt scores, So I think I said something about the Jamaican juggernaut, and that will feel like gold in reference to Goldman. There was a connection there. So I really thought that through, and it was awesome when he scored. And let's be honest, if I commentate for rest of my life, I probably won't have a goal that's watched by that many people around the world. So that's what Murray Shaw said to me afterwards.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, you probably peaked a bit early. you won't have a goal watched by that many people again. So that was pretty funny actually. So
wow.
yeah, what an experience first up in Usain Bolt. I still feel like I look back on that and I don't really think, gee, that was strange. Maybe in 10 years' time I might.
Yeah.
But because at this point in my career, I'm just, and this is sort of what happens when I play sport as well. And, you know, you do something that you're proud of at the time, but then it's all about the next thing, you know. I need to keep working hard. I need to, you know, look out for these opportunities or that kind of thing. So you don't always get a chance to reflect. So maybe in 5-10 years' time, I might look back and go, gee, that was strange, wasn't it? Usain Bolt playing football. But yeah, it's
absolutely classic. It was an interesting moment in Australian football history, that's for sure. But yeah, at the end of the day, put bums on seats. People went to watch it, and yeah, at the end of the day, he scored. He done something. He done half of what he said he was going to do. So, obviously, we're talking about.
I mean, he's no Alexander Coco. I'm going to score more goals than Tim Cahill.
Tim Cahill, that was funny.
Yeah, that's so funny. That is so funny. You said that because I was talking to a mate today, and we're talking about. I haven't seen the quote, but Rudy Gestede was saying that he was going to score bucket load of goals this season, more than someone.
Yeah.
And then I said, yeah, remember the Alexander Coco who came to the Jets and said he'd score more than Tim Cahill? Or he said something like, who's Tim Cahill? I don't know who he is.
Claimed he'd score more.
I think the only one that said something along that line and actually, you know, made it to a decent degree is Ola Toivonen.
Yeah,
he had some swagger, and he could back it up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He said he was out to score plenty and prove himself, and he did. Not many. Let's be honest. Our resume for superstars, that have come out and are going to do really, really well isn't fantastic. You know, your Onos and stuff, and you know Del Piero's. Take them aside, they're brilliant, they're class. But some of the big flops, you know, friggin' Mario Jardel, how good was he? He was a superstar. Another Jets special.
The Jets' track record
with
foreign signings is not great.
Not great. That's given.
He's not great, and that's really understating it.
Yeah, it's pretty piss poor to be fair, and our track record ain't great. Anyway,
I mean, the only time I can have a laugh about that is when the Jets sign an international player, and then the Coasties go and sign them straight away.
Well,
and
boys,
and that was Jair.
I've done some research on that, and just Rudy Gestede actually said that hopefully I will dominate the league more than Toivonen. So
there you go.
He's dominating it on the injury front.
Yeah, I hope he can get some games towards the back end, but. Anyway.
He needs something.
He's not my favourite. He played for the Villa. Enough said.
Mate, Robbie Cruz is not my favourite, but for God's sake, do something.
Oh.
Come on. He needs to do something or bloody retire. He needs to go back to Germany, I think. He looks so good over in Germany, Robbie Cruz. But anyway, that's off topic. You just brought it up a little bit before, obviously, the rowing side of things. Is that a number one sport? Is that behind football, or what's your...
Yeah.
What's your obsession with rowing, mate? How'd that all come about? You're doing well by looks, medals, and Christ knows what. So, yeah, how's all that?
Well, yeah, so I started on my birthday, actually, in 2012, I think. That was the year. And the reason I remember is because it was on my birthday. That was my sort of first come and try session. And the reason I started was because a few of the boys at school had just started, and I'm someone that probably at that point, it was just starting to turn for me that instead of focusing on playing sport just for sport, I wanted to make sure that sport was really keeping me fit. Sometimes you can play. I was playing tennis. Obviously, tennis, you know, need a bit of fitness, but there's a lot of hand-eye skill involved and that kind of thing. So I really wanted to maximise the fitness that I really got out of sport at that point. So I was doing a lot of running, rowing, and I really enjoyed it from starting because when I grew up, I played a lot of tennis. That was my main sport growing up. Tennis, cricket in summer, obviously. started with league, a bit of football, but not much because I sort of stopped playing football around, under, trying to think, under 8s or 9s, and then I went to league, and then I've stopped playing league and was focusing a lot on my tennis.
Yep.
And then I didn't come back to playing football until a few mates from school said, yeah, we're playing in an all-age comp. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm up for that. So I went back to that. But then it just got too hard to play football and also commentate. It just got a little bit too difficult. So I needed a sport that I could be flexible with and train at any time. Yeah. And that was the same thing that happened with cricket, is that I stopped playing cricket probably, what was that, 3-4 years ago now, just because of that reason, because it was just too hard with commentary work. So rowing worked in really well with that. And then, so, yeah, I sort of rowed till about 2019. And then I, mainly in singles, because I did a lot of my training on my own. Yeah. And then I did a bit of, then I sort of moved to train for a few triathlons because I just got bored of rowing. I just wanted something a bit different. So in the last year, I've come back to rowing, but I haven't been training as much on the water. I've only been doing one session, and I've been rowing doubles with a mate. And what I've found out is that because rowing's a highly technical sport, once you've got the technique, it can take a while to get the technique, but once you've got a solid technique, then it's just about building that fitness base. So I've mainly been just keeping up my training in all sports. So running, cycling is so similar to rowing. Yeah. And then effectively just doing sort of my 1, maybe sometimes 2 on water sessions a week with gym sessions. Yeah. And it's been amazing, actually. It's been really good because it's just been different. It hasn't involved, because the issue with rowing is it's an inefficient sport in the sense that you've got to drive to the club, get the boat out, get on the water, bring it in, wash it, and then drive back home. Whereas if you go for a run or a ride, bang, you do it and it's done. Yeah. So that's sort of why I cut back. But it's I've definitely been enjoying it lately. And doing it with other people. That's what I've really learned, is that competing, doing training sessions with other people is what I try to do every single session, because I work harder, it goes quicker, it's so much more enjoyable than doing it on my own like I did for probably too many years. But
100%. I don't know how people do individual sort of stuff like that. Just even going to the gym, like I can't even do that. You know what I mean? Like
headphones.
I would rather. I'd rather just obviously be in that sort of team. It's what it's why I've played football my whole life, sort of thing. But I don't know. I don't know how people do individual sports and on their own. It's not my cup of tea anyway. Oh, look out! Here's trouble in the chat.
General's here.
The General's come to give a bit of stick. Newcastle's greatest. Benny, need to come in and see me for a new suit. All these public appearances he's making, needs to look his best. He knows where it is. There you go.
Well, I can say the suit that I wear on Fox is from the Generals. The Generals, yeah. So I went in there with Chris Turner. Probably too long ago now. I probably am due.
That's why he's
General,
hammering
him.
He's like, you better come in and see him. Oh, go in and see. Everyone else in the chat, if you haven't been in there, head in and see the General at the Gentleman's Outfitters. He's suiting me and Lockie and all that up for Lockie's wedding. I was in there a couple of weeks ago, actually, when I was up there over Easter. But yeah, if you haven't been in there, get in there. He's got some great stuff in there, and get your suits and look your best, as always, as he always does. Sharp and fly. Loves it. We're gonna slowly wrap it up, mate. We're gonna hit you with a few harder questions. Quick, shorter questions, but obviously a little bit harder. And we'll start with this one. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, mate? Where do you want to be?
Obviously, probably still calling the A-League. I tell you what, one goal that I would love to, and this depends a lot. This is the issue with when you're setting a sports goal. So I sound like a politician. I'm now changing the changing the answer. But what I would say is, when you're setting a goal for sport, you know that goal is not really. It's difficult to explain, but that goal is not too much going to be affected by too many external factors. That you can say sort of, I want to run a sub, I don't know, you want to run 1 minute 10 for 400 meters, for example. If you do the training, you can get there. The issue with commentary goals is a lot of it comes down to which TV stations have the broadcasting rights. So you might not actually get to call something that you would love to because the TV station you work for doesn't have the rights. But what I will say is I'd love to be involved in the broadcast for the Women's World Cup in 2023. Yeah. And I 100% understand the need for female commentators, and I think it's awesome getting more female commentators into the game. Yeah. So I really want to see that grow over the coming years. But one thing I'd say is I'd really love to be involved in that broadcast in some way, but we'll wait and see what happens there. Yeah, but 5 years, hopefully I'm still commentating sport in some capacity.
Absolutely. Well, you've just touched on it, and I've had the question here raring to go, mate, and that's we talk about hard-hitting questions. Here it is. Where do you think the A-League rights will end up?
Yeah, difficult one.
Obviously working for Fox, it's hard, but If let's rule Fox out of it. Let's say, whatever, they're not going to have it. Who do you think? Where do you think it might end up?
Well, I don't think I can rule Fox out. I think what I've heard, I think it's at the moment between Fox and Nine or Stan, so like Fox KO, Nine Stan. Optus has been bandied about, but I'm not 100% sure because the talk is with outside broadcasts and that kind of thing. Normally, a lot of their broadcasts have been feeds. They'll take a feed of the Champions League. Yeah. So there was talk about Sports Flick, but there's been some doubts. There's been some reports that have cast doubt on whether they're going to have the Champions League rights. So I just think the obvious one is with a major TV network, and the two that have come out, there's been no talk of Channel 10 or 7, ABC and SBS either. Obviously, ABC are simulcasting one A-League game around and the W League as well, the one game around. Yep. But I think it's probably going to come down to between Foxtel or Channel 9 where it goes. Yeah, I'm not going to speculate on that. I've really got no idea, and that's all at a high level. So
and that's it. Like I know it's a hard question, and look, let's be honest. Let's hope it stays where it is. You know what I mean? Like, we'd love to see it. Do I personally, as a football fan, they need a lot of. I think Fox needs something. I don't know a great deal into it with, like, say, your Simon Hills and stuff like that being released, but when that sort of happened, I was very, what the hell?
We were very dubious.
Yeah, why are we getting rid of this commentator? Simon Hill, he's, in my opinion, probably one of the best in the business at the moment. And we just sort of let him go and so forth. So, as I said, hopefully it doesn't change. Hopefully Fox pull their finger out and they do something and they get the right people in, not let others go, and just get the right people in and do more and just put it to bed. I think that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing we want, is just to put it to bed, regardless of who it is. Just let's work it out and sort it out and move on.
Well, I think from what the reports have been, it's and Vince Rigari tweeted, I think maybe last week, that there's talk to be decided in the next few weeks.
Yeah, that's good.
And I was told a week ago that probably weeks and not months. But, we were probably told that with with a number of things in Australian football. So
we were told that about the new Super League. And it's gone 24 hours later.
Yeah. So, well, not just football, the world.
The
You
world
know,
itself.
anything that happens. The vaccine. Let's not talk about the
Yeah,
vaccine.
that's it.
There's
That's
promises made that
Yep.
aren't always delivered. So
Nah,
let's just
100%.
my opinion is just wait and see, and when it happens, it happens. It'll
Happens,
happen at some point.
And enjoy the football while we still can. Wherever it is, as long as it's good.
Those that are true to the sport will follow.
Yeah, exactly. Best A-League ground.
Central Coast Stadium. It's a pretty quick answer, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
Adelaide's not far behind, but
Jesus
the
Christ,
palm
you've been
trees.
spending some time on the coast, haven't we?
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, it is a lovely, picturesque ground.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
disagree.
I'm not going to disagree because me and Josh were talking about this the other day when that whole Manchester United are coming out to, you know, possibly buy. He's like, Josh mentioned to me, he goes, it's one of the only football stadiums that has stand, beach.
Ocean, lake, whatever you're going to call it.
Yeah.
Like, it's water views. How can you get rid of that? Build up.
If you said my favourite ground in the world, and this is from a similar reason, because I love getting on the outdoors, love you know, nature and all that kind of thing. I would say to you, this could be, you know, reverse psychology in a way, but they've done a great job, this club, of reusing an old mine. And obviously, mine's not the greatest for the environment, but they've reused it in a great way, and it's Braga in Portugal.
Yeah.
If you check out their ground, they'll love it. I want to go to that the ground.
Oh, I'm not going to say nothing else.
I've been to my favourite, and the only one that comes in a close second is watching the Coast lose at their own stadium 8-2. That's the only time Blue Tongue Stadium's any good.
Can I say it, Ben? I know you don't like me saying it.
Which one?
He was talking about Braga in Portugal.
Yeah.
Ben's just rolling.
I'm half Portuguese!
Yeah,
I've been to St Andrews Trillion Trophy Stadium, but it was St Andrews back then.
Yeah. No, well, I was gonna say my whole dad's side is Portuguese, and I have actually been there. It was a long time ago now, but yeah, I've watched plenty of games over that side, and it's well worth it if you can get over there, mate. 100%. Beautiful. Country.
Sometime we might get there at some point, but
not the next 5 years, mate. Just take your time.
Yeah.
Perth's new stadium, Mary reckons. Is that that's
Optus? Nah, too big. See, for me, Adelaide, I
Coopers. You can't. It's hard to go past.
other than when they win,
The atmosphere is brilliant. The only bad thing about that stadium is there's no roof. So if it rains, you're getting wet.
Yeah. To watch football though, it's probably the best one I've been to. And I've been to every one except for when the Jets played in New Zealand. They didn't play at the Cape Tin. They went up to. Where's your dad from? Where's your dad's mate from? Up that way?
Napier.
They played in Napier once. So that's probably one of the only ones I haven't really done. So, but no, Adelaide for me. Adelaide, you can't go past Adelaide. It's great. Great place to watch football, other than Energy Australia Stadium when it's full. Marathon Stadium, what the international, whatever you want to call it.
McDonald Jones.
It's been everything. I'm sure it'll be another
2018 grand final.
Yeah, we won't go.
That was an atmosphere.
We won't go down that one.
No, let's not.
And other than that, mate, the last two questions I've got for you. One real simple one, and the other one is how do you think the public sees you in the media?
How do you think the public sees me?
How do they? How do you think this? Obviously, you look at it where everyone's got their thoughts on Bozza and his hair. His hair's pretty good. I was going to ask you about that. To be fair, I was going to get the silent question. But how do you think the fans are obviously reacting and stuff like that to you?
Well, what I can say is from everyone that's interacted with me, or majority of the people on Twitter, it's been, they've been fantastic.
Yeah, that's good.
And I think one thing that has been funny and not of my doing is the amount of strange events that have occurred when I've been commentating. Now, I know that strange events happen during games, but I think I haven't counted how many A-League games I've called, but I would have maybe called between 20 and 30, and I was counting the other day, at least 4 or 5 of them have had strange things happen or a delay or
Yep.
this, that, and the other. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think some people might think I'm responsible for these strange events, but yeah.
Bloody hell. That's funny. No, the call when oh shit, what was his name? Now I've just gone blank. I had it in my head just before. The young bloke from the Central Coast. He got on.
Matt Hatch.
Hatch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that call. If you haven't seen it, guys, go check it out. It's all over YouTube. You'll see it everywhere. That was brilliant. It was really well done. Yeah, like
It was.
Thanks, boys. Yeah,
the backstory, and it was good.
It was fantastic to be part of that. To be honest with you, it was really, and I get a massive kick out of young. Like the other week, the Jets lost 2-1, and Leighton Brooks scored to win the game, and I was so happy for that young man to score his first goal. It's so exciting to see the young players doing well this year, and Matt Hatch is just one of many who have been so thrilling to watch. Because I'm a young person, so
I was going to say, hey, 24?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm 24, and I see these, and I massively respect the fact that I got given a go when I was young.
Yeah.
And some people would say he's before his, why are you giving a bloke that's this young a go?
Yeah.
Why not?
And I massively respect young guys getting a go and doing well, because I think to myself, it's so good that they're getting the opportunity, and I can sort of see and massively respect the people that gave them that chance, because I was given that chance. So I think that I should really be massively behind these boys and girls that come through, because it's pretty special.
It is. It's good. It's good to see. Obviously, Ben and I were talking about it before the season started, that it's going to be great to see this year how many youngsters get a chance and get their go, and how many will take it.
Yep.
That's the biggest one. How many are going to take it? The young Central Coast Mariners player got his chance now. Qual, he's gone. Gets his chance to go overseas.
He's on the Bundesliga. And you know what? At the start of the season, when we were discussing this, Josh, that's the sort of stuff you want to see.
100%. 100%. You want to see these young blokes getting their chance and doing really well. It's good to see them doing well on the pitch and watching some of these, decent players struggle. You know what I mean? Like, it's bad. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like, you don't want to see them struggle, but the youngsters are just, I don't know. It's their game at the moment. It's been played. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. And what I'd love to see is, we saw what Kyra Cooney-Cross did in the W League Grand Final, and I only called one W League game this year involving Victory, and she was outstanding. She was so good to watch, and I hope that is going to maybe just show us what the A-League Grand Final could be like, in terms of a young player, which has been the story of the season, stepping up and
taking it,
providing the match winner, setting it up, scoring it. So watch and see. Yeah. Yeah,
no, she was good to watch when I watched from down here. Just watching her move up and down that pitch was, something else. So, Matty just brings it up. Were you commentating at Gosford when the goalpost? Was it the goalpost? New Year's Eve?
Yeah, the goalpost fell down.
The goalpost falling down at Gosford.
That, funnily enough, that was my first game of A-League that I called. Yeah, where Michela ran into the post. We had to pad for 40 minutes because we didn't have. We had Glenn Lauder on the sideline, but we didn't have a studio hosting or anything like that. So Glenn was running around downstairs trying to get information. Daniel McBreen and I are padding for as long as we possibly could, and that was interesting. And I'm just trying to think the other things. We had the Lightning take out one of the light poles the other week in Sydney. We had the flooded pitch, Perth and the Mariners.
That game to watch. Oh, every time they took a step, it was like they were all treading water.
Yeah, so there you go. Just add it to the list. That's what I just think. Add it to the list.
There it is. And that's pretty much us, mate. We've just got this one little question that Vandenberg asked me to ask. I have no idea.
This could go anywhere.
I'm worried about this one.
I get it, but I was just, I'm like, I'll say it and definitely make sure that it was his words. I've got the text message. If you want proof that it was for him, not me. He just asked, just ask him if Homer off The Simpsons is his favourite Simpsons character. Purely because of the last name I gather.
Homer is my favourite off The Simpsons. Well, how about this? How about I tell you this? My nickname with the guys that I work with at Bar TV is Bart, because Homer, so they call me Bart, as in Ben. And I'm sorry, this is bad, but I haven't watched a whole lot of The Simpsons. I actually need to, because I feel like I would really enjoy it. But growing up, our family wasn't a Simpsons family. I was a Get Smart, Seinfeld family, but I didn't watch a whole lot of The Simpsons. But I know because I'm really into everything, the references and everything that they make to history and all that. So I probably need to go back and watch it. But yeah, growing up, it's so funny because what your family watch has a massive influence on what you do, and we just weren't a Simpsons family. But Seinfeld, yeah, definitely. So Seinfeld and Get Smart, they were the big two from sort of old TV shows. Wow. So
At 24, Smart. I'm sitting there going like, wow, that was old when I'm only 32.
Yeah,
at 24, Get Smart.
We've got every CD there from the series. So
mate,
smart. Good thinking, 99.
Yeah, absolutely. No, mate.
And the shoe phone.
That's it. The shoe phone.
Shoe phone.
Oh, classic. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up there, mate. We do honestly thank you for giving up a bit of your time to obviously talk to us, obviously about what it's like, life as a commentator, and how it all came about. And honestly, mate, from us to you, we hope you do absolutely brilliant with obviously everything you're doing so far, and may it continue regardless of the rights and everything else that may happen at Fox Sports.
The more games, the merrier.
More games, enjoy them, and hopefully we'll get you on at some point later on, and see what else is going on then.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Ben. Massively appreciate you having me on. You have a good evening. You say
good day to Boz's hair for me. I love it. I love him. I do. Just the hair cracks me up every time. It's like what I wait for. The Fox comes on, the intro comes on, and I'm just waiting. Is it styled back?
In the wind.
In the wind. It was, if it's a nice windy day. Good old Bozza. Love him. Righto, mate. Take it easy.
Thanks, boys. Catch up.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, poor old Bozza. Any chance I can get, I'd love to get him on the bloody podcast and just ask him about his hair. But anyway, big thanks to Ben for jumping on and giving up a bit of his time, obviously, in regards to what it's like to be a commentator. As you see,
it ain't easy.
It ain't easy. It started from nothing. That's the biggest thing. I think that's the biggest thing I like to see out of those sort of things. Is like these interviews. Is a lot of the guys it was never really a passion. I mean, it was never really a thought. It never really come about. Oh, that's what I want to do, or like radio announcers and stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty common. But actually commentating football and being a commentator in sport, it's a hard gig. So to get it at a young age and obviously bust his ass with it, good on him. So,
I mean, I sort of know how difficult it is. I mean, commentating on a video game is one thing, but in essence, it's sort of like training. Commentating on a game of FIFA that you're playing, whilst trying to record and do all other things and remember numbers and names, and I'd like to think of it as a baby step. But I give real props to commentators because, even though I've had that experience of trying to do it whilst playing FIFA, trying to do it whilst not uttering a swear word is not easy.
No.
It is not easy to get your point across, and even to a point where you're not stumbling over your own words is difficult. And it takes time and practice. Lockie Ma.
In regards to that shirt, Lock, Don't send it before Monday anyway. Oh yeah, wait. It's not going to matter. Not going to worry you anyway because you don't work Mondays. Tell your dad that Tess is coming in. She's going to drop some kits off for me. Thank you. Send them down with the other one. Muchly appreciated.
Some chick wrote absolute dribble one night on a Facebook degrading Ben, and I wanted to rip her one. I think I may know who that was. I think I may have seen that.
There you go. First I've heard of it. But welcome, Lockie. Welcome, Chris. I think Chris put something up in the chat.
Yeah, Chris was here.
Or whatever. Thanks to Maddie, Luke, everyone else that's here. I don't know who else is here. It tells me down the bottom that no one's watching. So big ups to the ones that are. Because
that's been broken for a while.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm just saying that. So big ups to whoever's here. Let us know.
Well, I've got it in the separate app, and it's telling me 6.
There we go. I'm here, lads. Well done, mate. Well done. So, as we said, big thanks to Ben. Muchly appreciated. We'll hopefully get him on at some point in the future and see how he's travelling there. Matty! On you, Matty. Welcome.
On you, Matty.
That's it. Let us know you're here. We are going to quickly delve into a little bit of football-related topics. Really quick. What was I going to say? Yeah. So, obviously, we'll talk a little bit about the A-League. Sydney, I think it is, on Saturday, I think.
Sydney?
It's pretty shit, considering we've got a freaking day's break and then we're going to play on Monday. Anyway.
Yeah, fuck. Who was it saying before something about us beating Western United? I don't care, because I'll be there.
Yeah.
We'll be there. Reminds me we're going to talk to Dale about it.
Pronounce the player's name. Yeah, right.
Because I'll probably just drive in from work.
Ah, shit. I was going to freaking ask him about that. What was I going to say? So, obviously, we've had the talk. We've had the chat. We've seen all the freaking shit in the media. We'll breeze over them. A few of the quick topics that's happened in the last couple of days. We'll touch on the Super League. We'll touch on the,
We'll touch on how it started. We'll touch on how it failed.
all in the space of freaking 24 hours.
4 hours.
So, and then obviously we'll chat briefly on the game, on the A-League itself and everything else. Because at the end of the day, I can't even remember the last time I looked at the ladder. I can't remember the last time I looked at who's on. Like, I know the Coast are on top just, I think. But how many games in hand below them have got?
City are on top at the moment. 1 point ahead of the Coast, I think, with the game in hand.
There you go.
Last I checked.
Beautiful. Matty. I've had 2 glasses of wine. That's better than most nights. They're usually freaking half cup on you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You're pacing yourself tonight, matey.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll touch on the Super League. We'll start off with that. So pretty much at the end of the day, everyone, unless you've been living under a rock, 12 teams put their hand up. Sorry. 12 owners of 12 clubs put their hand up. Not 12 teams or 12 clubs per se. It was their owners and owners only. So
and then another two got asked and promptly said fuck off.
So best make that perfectly clear that it had nothing to do with the club itself. It was the owners.
Yeah, it's all starting from Florentino Perez.
Yeah. And I get what they're trying to do. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think.
Yeah, that's what I mean. City on top.
I don't think it's good for the game. And in all honesty, yeah, look, it is money.
It's all money. All money,
right? It's money, of course. But at the end of the day, the easiest way to stay rich is by making money. Like, let's be honest. Like, let's not take that away from the 12 owners, right? The 12 owners are where they are because they've got money. If I was one of those 12 owners and I had as much money as they did and shit like that, I'm not going to sit here and say, I would have told them no straight away, not a chance in hell, fuck off. Because you just don't know. Someone comes to you and says, well, you're looking at doing this Super League or whatever it is, you're probably going to be a guaranteed friggin' 10 million, or, $1 billion or whatever after 12 months.
3.5, you mean?
3.5 billion, was it?
3.5
billion after 12 months. I'm pretty sure as an owner or whatever, and someone who's got money and willing to and looks like they're going to make more money, it's not going to go off the table like that.
No, you look into it.
So that's the biggest thing. Is it right for the game? See, I don't know. It's
Who knows? Who knows?
Well, we won't find out now. But
Well,
at the end of the day,
I think revolving around all this, I think some of the best stuff that I've seen about it has been, and you're not going to like me for this, has been from Everton. Everton's social media have been absolutely flogging it.
oh yeah,
Like, they are the ones that are standing there at the gate with their arms crossed going, no, but this is why. You know, they quoted, who was it? One of the players from Burnley, I saw a tweet from him, and he's like, Notts County, Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa,
Derby
County. These were the clubs.
Foundation.
These were the clubs that founded, you know, these are the clubs that founded the league.
Yeah.
Man City, whatever, Tottenham, blah-de-blah-de-blah. These were the ones that want to profit from it.
Yeah.
I don't know, from personal experience, I'd be looking at it in a way of, it's a thing for the rich to get richer and the poor to get poorer.
Yeah. Look, there's lots of ways you can sit there and you can go, yes, no, no. I 100% agree. My first thought was no.
Yeah.
No. Worst thing you can probably do. And then the more it rolled and the more it flowed and the more time I had to think about it, and you sit there and you start thinking of little things, little tweaks. Fuck. They get rid of Manchester United, Chelsea, you know, the top 6 of the English Premier League. It then makes pathways through for the other teams to have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Winning the Premier League gives you money. You get a lot of money for winning the Premier League.
Yes.
Right. So just imagine what that can do for a team like your Leeds Uniteds, like your bloody freaking Swanseas, whoever's up there at the time, you know, to get that money into their club to do what they need to do with it. Leicester, prime example. They didn't go willy-nilly and buy it on the things that they could have bought it on. They went willy-nilly and bought it on the things that they needed to buy. And that was infrastructure, more training facilities, better junior development. And that's why now they are probably one of the best junior development clubs in England at this point. So
in saying that, Premier League does net you a considerable amount of money.
Yeah.
But that will most assuredly, that prize-winning sum will halve if the Super League comes in. Because the Premier League will not be the league that all the broadcasters are fighting over to get the television rights for, which is where 90% of that money comes from.
Yeah.
So you create a bigger league.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be fighting for that. They're going to be sinking all their money into that because the Premier League will then become an arbitrary thing. Yeah, okay, even halving the current takeaway for the winners in the English Premier League.
We're talking.
That's still a lot of money,
guys. We're talking big money here, by the way. Like, I don't know if anyone else knows about this, but we're talking
it's hundreds of millions.
Yeah, you're talking. You know,
it's hundreds of millions.
You add the broadcasting on top of it, and that's where it'll be halved. That's
broadcasting
right?
is 95% of that prize money.
Yeah.
Very little of it comes from anywhere else.
You are still looking at close to $90 to $100 million, regardless of what they take out of it, for a winner. And for something like that, for a team like the lower guys who are there, but just aren't there, would be massive. And that would be great to see. So for that side of it, you sit there and you go, okay, cool, that's fantastic. That's good. It then also gives them an opportunity to represent themselves in Europe, which then gives them wider exposure, which then frigging gives them international fans, etc. Fantastic. And for that, it's great.
There are positives and negatives to it.
Oh no, there's all.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
It's all negatives. At the end of the day, it is all negatives.
But it makes you sort of think in the back of your head, what could have been?
No, but that's fine. You can always sit there and think. But that's always good to think. That's a normal thing. That's a normal thing. What could have been if friggin' England, if David Beckham scored the penalty against Portugal in the fucking semi-final of the World Cup? What could have been if friggin' Luis Figo friggin' hit that free kick against Italy in the 92 World Cup?
What could have been if the actual penalty against Australia in the World Cup against France wasn't actually against Italy wasn't actually a penalty?
Yeah, those things are. There's a lot of that, but at the end of the day, it is all wrong. We can sit there and, as I was saying, we can go through that thing of it's massive advantage for the.
Inter's just pulled out.
Inter just pulled out. Yeah,
Inter just pulled out.
Won't go ahead. But
no, it won't.
It's good for those sort of things and everything else, and then you weigh the good and the bad and whatever, and it's probably not really outweighing at all. It's probably 50-50 realistically if you delve right into it. But the biggest thing, and at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is that it is wrong and it is not good for the game, because we are the world game, and friggin' you talk about equality, and you talk about friggin' not so much we're not talking like Black Lives Matter, but stuff like that. But you're talking about skin colours, you talk about friggin' sexuality, you talk about all those sort of things. How everyone's equal and stuff like that.
Exactly, Matty. Exactly.
You take 6, 8, 12 teams or whatever it is out of it. It's not equal. Nothing's equal. They will always be dominant.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing. It's not the way of the game. That's the end of it.
It's
not what the game is meant. It's all about. It's not why people play soccer. It's not. People don't play the game to be rich. No one plays the game to be friggin' I'm going to earn millions of dollars. It's just not doesn't happen. If it happens, fantastic, but it's not why they play the game. What did I say? What could have been if the VR did? Yeah. But yeah, at the end of the day, it looks squashed.
Atletico are out.
Yeah, they put it ages ago. Yeah, yesterday, this morning. It's done, deal. The teams.
Oh my god.
The teams are pulling out.
I didn't know we were on Twitch tonight. I'll go fix that.
But at the end of the day, they freaking pull out. They do whatever. It won't go ahead. It's not to say that it will never go ahead. It may happen, but it was the wrong way to go.
He's gone.
There you go. What was I going to say? But yeah, at the end of the day, friggin', it's not right for the game. It's not right.
No.
It's not what the game needs right now. There's too much going on. Way too much going on at the moment. Friggin', they're still going through the Champions League and Europa. They're still trying to friggin' hold the Euros. They're still trying to friggin' hold the Olympics. They're still trying to hold... There's just so much football going on at the moment. Friggin' the last thing we need to worry about is a Super Cup. Especially when you can't travel. No one can go and watch the games. So what's the point? You talk about money. And I think if you haven't gone and looked at it, go check out Phil Neville's podcast. Absolute brilliant podcast. Really well done. And that's pretty hard for me to say from a Manchester United point of view. Because he's a fucking flop.
Do you mind if I drop a link in chat?
Yeah,
that I think people that are talking about this Super League should go and watch.
Yeah. Popovic, Kjell, and Lowe are all unemployed, so could easily be Melbourne Victory Football Club's.
Copy link address. Go and watch this.
No. Popovic won't go to Victory.
No, where on the street is he? what's his name? Walter Zenga threw his hat in the ring.
Yeah.
Fuck, could you imagine Zenga in charge?
Let's just stop for a moment and realise who they currently have in charge.
Yeah, Steve King.
This bloke's no friggin' slouch. You bring up his CV.
Oh, he
it's
knows
pretty
his
fucking
shit.
impressive.
He knows his stuff.
He hasn't been coaching in Farmers League friggin' competitions. He's Bristol City, for Christ's sake. Calm down, mate. He knows his shit.
Blackburn. Wolves, I think it was as well.
What worries me is the fact that they're playing that badly, and he was still on the coaching staff.
Coaching staff, yeah.
Like that worries me. How much were they listening to him? Like, how much was he just sitting there taking a back seat?
Yeah.
Olympics group hard as well. Olympic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that, actually. Yeah, that's the next Wickham Wanderers just pulled out of the European Super League.
Boom, City pulled out as well. They put something on their Twitter. It was hilarious.
I think Derby put something on
But they did what you said. They took a shot at Tottenham for not winning a trophy or not qualifying for the Europa, not winning a trophy. But we were able to say it because we won the Mickey Mouse Cup 10 years ago.
You can't be classed as a Super League contending side if you've won fuck all. It's not possible.
We won something.
I'm telling you right now, if that rumour's true and Mourinho refused to send them out onto the training pitch,
I read that.
Because of all this article, I'm telling you right now, he is the GOAT. I'm telling you.
Yeah. He called the bluff and he won.
He is the GOAT of friggin' all coaches. I'm telling you. Because there's
you know why? Because to join the Super League?
No.
To join the Super League in 24 hours and then leave it 24 hours later has just cost Tottenham over £30 million.
But not only that, he is the special one. Yeah?
Yeah.
The special one was at Tottenham, sinking his career down the shitter in his worst coaching stint in his career, and then miraculously turns it around to be the GOAT and the friggin' special one again by friggin' not sending him out and then getting sacked. Mate,
yeah.
Brilliant. It is
hilarious.
Absolutely brilliant. And just gets to walk away, wipe his hands with Tottenham going, thank fuck for that. Give me money, and I'll fucking go sit on a beach somewhere and sip cocktails.
But it's going to cost Tottenham even more. Because there's a clause in Mourinho's contract as well.
Yeah.
That if they sack him, the fee is around 30 million. Plus the remaining of his contract. But if you sack his staff as well, it's 30 million plus the rest of his contract, plus an additional fee for all his working staff. Like, Mourinho's no idiot.
That's right.
Mourinho is one of the most expensive managers to sack in the world.
Yep. 100%, if not the most.
Because he's one of the only managers in the world that can walk into a boardroom and go, I want this in my contract, I want this in my contract because I can do this. And he's the only person, one of the only managers in the world that can walk in and dictate that and come away with it.
There was a thing on YouTube somewhere.
Again, Tifo football.
Years ago now. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. It was a while back now. But it was like a thing like that where he friggin' comes in and like in the GOAT. It's like Jose Mourinho walks in to friggin' negotiate friggin' new coaching contract. And he like walks in or whatever it is. And he's just like, there's my CV. There's where you'll be in 12 months. There's me figure. There's me coaching staff's bank accounts. There's a pen. Right there, please. Sign it. And then just like sign, their soulmate signs it and he walks out and he goes, no worries. Where's the training pitch? I'll start now. Which way to the change rooms? That's what it was. Yeah, which way to the change rooms?
Which way to the change rooms?
Oh, classic. Angus Sergate to be picked for the Ollie Roos. No. Not on his performances at the moment. He's done nothing.
What's this? Under Ollie Roos, under 23s, yeah?
23s, I think it is. Yeah. Not at the moment. Too many internationals now.
No, yeah, not on current form.
Not on current form. Beforehand, when he was picked, yeah, he was doing really well. Now, I hope he does, but I don't see that then. And
Yeah,
then
neither.
There's a friggin' young bloke from bloody friggin' Bundesliga 3 or whatever it is. He just left friggin' Wolfsburg 2 or whatever it is. He could have played for Germany or whatever it is, and he's friggin' pulled his finger out at the last minute or whatever it is and said, "No, I'm going to go to Australia." Or whatever. And he's a freak. So friggin' Arnold's looking at internationals. He's trying to find the best international talent that he possibly can, with a sniff of birth certificate friggin' from Australia.
Yeah.
Some form.
But this is what we should have been doing for the past 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
For unearthing your Martin Boyles.
Phil Stubbins is the worst coach of all time. Go check out friggin' bloody Deansy's fucking CV compared to his. No offense.
Just go on
No
Wikipedia
offense.
and go check out the percentages.
No offense, Deansy. Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Friggin'.
Love his enthusiasm and his passion, but
You see, he was at the game last week for the Jets,
did they show it on the broadcast?
sitting in the stands. I don't know.
I may have missed it.
I didn't look in the. I only knew myself. I didn't look at the broadcasting.
No, I don't know.
Ernie Merrick.
He was at the Wellington game as well.
Yeah.
He's doing the rounds.
Man,
He's hunting for a gig.
He's on holidays. He's
He's hunting for a
back.
gig.
He's back. He's
He's hunting for a gig. Actually, funny you should mention that because I was looking at the win victory and on that article where Walter Zenga. Apparently, it is confirmed. Victory have confirmed they have Walter Zenga's CV. And that Walter Zenga has also come out and said that I am willing to talk.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
So this could be very dangerous. But I saw somebody putting a comment further on down as I was reading it on Facebook. It was just like, what's Ernie Merrick doing these days?
Yeah, I know. I did see that.
And I'm just like, oh,
Mate,
are you sure you want to go back there?
why wouldn't you? What have you fucking done?
Yes, Matt. That one I would agree with. On current form,
Yeah.
yes. Yes.
Yeah, you'd think he'd have to be in with a shout.
Find me another in-form Australian striker under 23.
Under 23.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's a few. There's a few. Not many in the A League though. He's probably one of the only ones in the A.
Wendell Hall is the only one that's in the A-League that's on form.
Probably, yeah.
Under 23.
No. Friggin' what's his name from Adelaide? You get a good shout.
The other
Taylor.
Youngie. Al Hassan Toure.
Toure, sorry. Yeah. He's under 23.
They can pick J-Mac, yeah. How many overage spots are you allowed? 2?
No, it's more than that. It's like 5 or something, I think.
Oh, fuck me.
But he did say that he wasn't really going to pick. I think they said that he like Langerak or something will probably get picked.
Good. So he fucking good.
So you'll probably find it'll probably be Langerak and
Vuka. No.
What's his name from Sydney?
They won't waste seconds.
From Sydney, friggin'
From Sydney.
Sydney FC.
Vuka.
No, Sydney FC.
Oh, Redmayne.
Redmayne.
Why waste 2 international spots?
Actually, no, they
on
won't. Sorry, they won't. No, it'll be. I'd say Vukovic. No, not Vukovic. Redknapp.
Redmayne.
No, it'll be Langerak.
It'll be Langerak and Noel James.
Langerak and what's his name
Noah.
from City? No, what's his name from City?
Oh, Tom Glover.
Glover from City. I think they're probably your 2.
Tom Glover.
Because Glover can still play under 23s, I believe. He was in the last Joey's. I'm pretty sure he was the goalkeeper at the time they made the Olympics. Made the Olympics. Sorry, not the Olympics.
He's 23 now.
Yeah, so he's fine.
Born the day before Christmas.
Yeah, so he'll be the starting keeper, I'd imagine. I think they'll probably just leave Langerak there as experience and maybe put him in against freaking Spain, Argentina, and who's the other one? Spain, Argentina,
And Egypt.
Egypt, yeah. Jesus Christ. Thanks for coming.
It's under 24s now because they missed the chance last year. Okay.
Boo-hoo. Well, yeah, there you go.
A rough call.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. Like, come on. What do you do?
Connor Metcalf has to play.
They do realise that by the time they're 24, they should be playing for the Australian side, right? Like the fully fledged Australian side.
Well, yeah, you'd think that.
You look at the Olyroos squad that they took to that played at the Sydney Olympics. Everyone after that Olympics, your Archie Thompson, your Skokos, and all that sort of shit. You look at their CV when it says friggin' under 23s Australian squad. It's like 2 games, 4 games, 6 games, maximum 10 games. But you look at them now, and it's like 30 games, 25 games, because they're not getting. They're good enough to play under 23s, but friggin' as soon as they get to 23 and realise they can't go any higher, well, I'm not getting in front of friggin' bloody Bresciano, or I'm not getting in front of friggin' this bloke, or I'm not getting in front of this bloke. We'll cut me losses now. Lewis Italiano, not a fucking chance. But he did say he will take some seniority. What seniority? Who knows? Hopefully he takes a striker. He might need one. Might need a senior figure.
Oh, that's under 19s. I don't want under 19s. I want under 21s.
Mate, Boyle's on fire. Freaking get him on the fucking squad.
Boyle's great when he's not injured.
He's doing alright at the moment. He's killing it. Absolutely killing it at the moment.
Squad under 23. Yeah, it's well said. Matilda's play New Zealand at the Olympics. Well, they're not crash on at the moment, but there's a decent reason why.
Well, yeah.
New system, new style, over 12 months since they even fucking saw each other. Depleted squad.
New coach. Flat.
They had everything. They had everything against them.
Jesus Christ.
You didn't hear that, did you?
Yeah.
Sorry. I still have OBS open because I was recording the interview section, and it's logged into GPU's chat, and somebody just redeemed no. I can close it now because I'm not recording.
Yeah. The Matildas wouldn't have mattered what.
No.
Wouldn't have mattered what they'd friggin' done. Friggin' that Matildas, mate. That German side. Wow.
Yeah, I know. I watched it.
I was probably lucky not to friggin' get beat by more goals, to be honest.
I watched that, but I couldn't watch the Netherlands game because I was back at work by then.
And that was just as friggin' bad. That was friggin'.
But I sat up and watched the Germany game, and oh god,
yeah, it was hard to watch.
It was good for the less than fringe soccer Matildas.
Yeah.
To get that experience against an opponent of that quality. And let's remember as well that 30 minutes before that kickoff, 4 of the first team, German starting 11, ended up not playing because they caught COVID.
Yeah, that's the worst thing.
And then another 3 on the bench were sent as well because they're in close contact.
Yeah, thank Christ for us, because it would have been fucking 10-0, bloody, if that was the case.
Oh, it would have been a wrap.
3 of their stars.
It would have been a wrap.
3 of their fucking star players that got tested.
Yeah.
One couldn't play for friggin' Lyon the week after, and the other 2 couldn't play in friggin'
And it's good.
Germany.
We don't want her playing for Lyon because then she's going to affect Ali Carpenter, and then when Ali Carpenter joins the Matilda, she's going to pass it through us.
Bloody ridiculous. So, anyway, we're going to friggin' slowly wrap it up. I'm going to allow Ben to go eat his friggin' dinner and shit, and I'm going to friggin'...
But it's stone cold.
Yeah, I'm going to chill off.
It's been sitting here for an hour and a half.
Chuff off and friggin' might get into me friggin' play career mode, which it's quite funny. I'm actually enjoying it. Hadn't played.
Yeah,
FIFA,
I'm doing one at the moment too.
hadn't played FIFA in donkeys and shit like that, and I thought
It's all your fault, Luke.
started it up and
It's all your fault, Luke.
friggin' whacked him in at the Jets, and he's been there for about 8 games, I think it is. I think he's close to about $9 million worth.
Where'd you
now.
start?
Jets. Started at the Jets. I've played about 8 games. I'm worth about just under $10 million now. So
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
You would have started at the Jets as the highest rated player.
Yeah, I did by point, I think. By
Right.
point, I think.
Yeah. You would have started. Oh, hang on. What do you
I can
start
tell,
at?
no, I can tell you because friggin' I sent you the freaking photo the other day.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're a 67.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Well, Stevie Uchi's a 69, so...
Yeah, there it is. So, friggin' 67, O'Donovan was 64. Kanarowski had dropped -4 at 62.
Yeah, he's playing in the wrong position.
Yeah, Thurgate and Nabas, 62. O'Toole, 62. Toppers, 63. 62 Jackson, 62 Katrumas. Oh, no, I was the second.
Yeah, Stevie Uchi would have been a 69.
I can't see it here.
Yeah.
Just funny enough, Stevie Uchi isn't picked in the squad. So, but Matty Miller.
See, my biggest problem is that I started my one.
Matty Miller's a 69, so.
Yeah. I started my one with like a really crap team. So I want to start from the bottom, now we're here sort of thing.
Yeah, that's why I picked the
I made one transfer because in my first season, I went up like 20 overall points or something. He's like, after the first season, I was about like an 83.
Yeah.
So I moved, and now I'm at an 84 or 5 where I am now, and no bastard wants to buy me because I'm over 100 million. So I'm gonna have to start it again.
Yeah.
So I started in Ireland with Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah.
And then I got a transfer. I had a couple of like weird transfers. I think Watford was up there, and there was a couple non-Premier League sides.
Yeah.
I had a couple of like really weird ones, but I elected to go for Shanghai SIPG
Oh, yeah.
in China
Yeah.
for something different, and now I can't leave, and they've sold all their good players now, so I'm in trouble.
What up, Matty?
But yeah, what's his name? You know the one Luke's doing, yeah?
Yeah. Reading.
With Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what position's your bloke? Is he a striker?
I can't remember.
Are you set up as a striker? Because I seen you were playing up top.
Yeah, but I don't think he's a striker. I think it was a.
I'm a cam. I always play as a cam.
Ah, you fucking dickhead! I don't want to love heart it. God, I hate this phone. You just want to touch it once to friggin' bring it up, and it friggin' love hearts shit.
Yeah, I started as a cam, but my entire first season I was playing as a centre midfielder at like -3.
Yeah, I can't remember what mine was. Was it a centre? I think I might have put it as a centre forward instead of a striker.
Yeah.
I think. But I'm going to do another one shortly, and like playing both at the same time, sort of thing. And I'm going to make it, and I'm going to friggin' make. I'm going retro. I'm going old school. I'm going to make an old Luis Figo. I'm going to make it really old school. So I'm going to friggin' like bring in all these stats. I'm going to do it legit. I'm going to friggin' like go find all these stats and shit like that of like positioning and friggin' his photos.
Use his icon card.
Well, yeah. And then friggin' set it all up and then play him as the centre mid and shit like that. And I'm going to friggin' take him from friggin' where he first started, from his junior youth, through. And that's how it's going to work. But it's going to work out, play that like 100% way. So I think I worked it out. So it's like I won't be able to work 100% like that because some of the teams aren't.
Well, you can if you use the live editor.
No, I mean, like some of the clubs won't even be fucking
Yeah.
Luis Figo. What have we got? Wikipedia. Because I think it was senior career, youth career. Because I won't be able to use Pastatis. Pastatis. So they're not in.
Yeah.
So I'll have to start his youth career at Sporting. So
Yeah.
I'll start it at Sporting, and then he'll make the senior squad. And then he'll go to Barcelona, and then he'll go to Real Madrid, and then he'll go to Inter.
Yeah.
But I want to try and and then through ports the internationals and all that sort of shit. But it was either, but I thought Luis Figo, but I might change it. I want somebody who's been to a decent amount of clubs, so it works well. So that way you're changing it up a lot. Dominant.
What about somebody like Nani?
Yeah, but Nani hasn't been to that many clubs either. He freaking started in Sporting. He then got picked up by friggin' somebody, I think, before Manchester United. Then he went to Manchester. Then he went from there to back to Sporting.
In his latter career, he jumped around a bit.
Didn't he go from Manchester Sporting or something to Manchester United, then back to Sporting, and then he went from Sporting to America, I think.
Yeah, he's been around.
I wish Daniel Andrews a safe and speedy recovery.
We all do. Well, he's still currently playing, so
that's what he's.
He went Sporting to United, back to Sporting on loan.
Oh, actually,
Fenerbahce.
Hang on. Before we go any further, has Paul Gallen and that fought yet? Can someone find that fucking result? If it's
Peter Crouch.
Peter Crouch. Oh, wow. Hey, that's a good one. I don't want to do it with an English player though, because it's too easy.
Yeah.
Like, they're guaranteed to be, but they're only been in England. I want to try and find a player that friggin' has moved well.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
All right. So you've got Sporting,
Oh, yeah,
then to United, back to Sporting on loan.
Yeah.
Fenerbahce, Lazio. While at Lazio went, Fenerbahce, Valencia. Then while at Valencia went to Lazio on loan, back to Sporting, and now at Orlando City.
Fuck, he's been
That's a decent.
Yeah, 3 stints at fucking Sporting though. I'm not going to be able to get back there.
Yeah, but Fenerbahce, Lazio,
Yeah. That's not too
Valencia,
bad.
Orlando.
That's not too bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my
Relatively the same position as Figo as well.
Yeah. I'm thinking of like that's where I sort of want to be in that sort of playmaker role, sort of the center.
Yeah. What? Oh, okay. Well, Nani's
Attacking-
more of a wide
He's more
playmaker.
of a wide, yeah. Attacking midfielder, something just sits behind the friggin' strikers and shit. But that's my plan. That's my plan. That's my if I find 5 minutes and friggin' I can live stream it, that'd be great. But we know how fucking well that went because
Are Brazilians there?
Brazilians are the same though. Unless it's a decent one like Hulk, you might get lucky. He's been around.
Yeah, Hulk's been around.
I was looking. I think my best bet, like the easiest way, is if I look at Italy. All the Italian players have moved a lot. Like a lot of the good old school, but on them old school.
How old school we going here?
They can like Nani. Like Nani's fine. Like he's still playing, but he's fucking done. Like
Yeah.
But they're virtually, if they're playing still, they're virtually ready to retire. You know,
You're hilarious, Matty.
Diamantes and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
Diamantes would be good.
They're done. They're virtually done. Man of Clubs League. That's classic.
That's brilliant, Matty.
That was good. Yeah, that was a good one.
I just had one in my frigging head. Oh, you may be a bit young though.
But anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. If you've got any ideas for me though, whack them in, send them to me. Whack them in the Discord, whatever.
I've got one for you.
Whack it all in. So yeah. But anyway, we want to say big shout out to Ben Hamer for jumping on tonight's interview. It was muchly appreciated. We thank him a lot. I forgot to ask him for his there and how I was going to end the show, but we already found that out. Saturday, he'll be commentating the game against Central Coast and somebody. And I think he said Wednesday, the Central Coast again. So he's got the two next Coast games. That's where he'll be commentating on. So be sure to tune into those. Mary Wilkes, she loves hearing his voice. So friggin' be sure get onto him. Friggin' get on his Instagram or friggin' Twitter or whatever it is, and give him some love and Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Go show the
shout.
love.
Big shout out to him. Be sure to go and check us again on Anchor, Spotify, Apple. We're good with Apple? It is Apple.
Yeah.
Apple's good.
Google it doesn't like us.
Google, yeah. Google's one. I keep on forget. Those platforms as well. You won't find any of this stuff because we wouldn't drown anyone's boredom with this shit. But
You'll get the interviews. But...
all the interviews and stuff like that will be on there, or special, things that are probably worthwhile putting on there will be there. Go like us on Facebook. Be sure to follow us, obviously on Twitter, on Twitch. Subscribe to the YouTube. Yeah, big. Subscribe to the YouTube channel is our main one. I'm not too stressed about Twitch or anything like that, but YouTube is definitely the main platform that we definitely want as many subscribers as we possibly can. As I mentioned before, Facebook, get onto it. I think we're close to 300 followers on Facebook now, so big thanks to everyone who's done that. We should have an interview hopefully next week with a former A-League superstar. As far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
200 and X amount of games or whatever it is. So just got to try and set up a time and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll be back. We'll see you guys soon. We may tee something up for Monday. Be sure to
maybe
next
week maybe off limits for me.
Yeah, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight.
Well, yeah, considering the other stuff that I have that week as well.
What other stuff?
Next Tuesday.
No, I've got nothing.
So Monday's the game, which is the 26th.
Yeah.
Tuesday is the 27th.
Yeah. Your party's not
What?
on Saturday, though.
No, but what's my actual birthday?
It's on the
27th.
So the party's on the Saturday.
27th. Yes. And it's not a party, it's a barbecue. Don't let me have the same conversation with you that I had with my sister.
COVID limits, people.
No.
Anyway, what do we got? Yeah, as for Jets winning game this season, yeah, good. Yeah, whatever.
Maybe.
We'll see how we go. We may not 100% guaranteed, but we may be teaming up with obviously the guys from Western Service Crew and jump on their podcast and obviously give them a bit of stick. It's, what we do as Jets fans. But we'll jump on there, talk a bit of football and stuff like that with them, with the game on Monday. And then obviously the City game. Mate, Benny, 2 games at fucking Melbourne within a week. Fucking wedding.
In the week of my birthday, so she can't turn around and say no.
Fantastic. But yeah, other than that, guys, we thank you very much for jumping in the chat. Everyone that was here. Lukey, obviously, Mary. Maddie was here.
Chris
was here. The General even made an appearance. Mate,
yes.
you go in places when the General pops in just to give his friggin' 2 bobs worth to Maddie, to Ben to get in and get his friggin' suit done. Again, guys, be sure to pop in and see him and get your suits done up for whatever formal occasion. And obviously be sure to go check out, as I said, our major sponsor, Gabriel Mar, optometrist at Jasmine. Pop in, see the girls. There he is. Betty's on the... I don't even know where mine are. There they are.
Not like friggin' at the start when you mentioned it.
I went to put them on like 6 fucking times and I freaking totally forgot to do it. I just went in and got my eyes tested while I was in Newcastle, so I'm all good. Other than that, we will catch you guys next time. Enjoy the week. Enjoy the football, whenever it may be on. And until next time, we will catch you guys later. And as always,
we hate Coast Scum.
There it is. We hate Coast Scum. Hashtag we hate
We
Coast
hate
Scum.
Coast Scum.
Right in the chat. We'll be blaring that shit at the top of our voices on Monday in some pub that isn't ours. But I don't give a shit.
It is the Duke. The Duke was nice.
Yeah, Duke's good. First game for me on the weekend against RG.
RG.
Lukey, get in it. The RG boys are happy. You bet we are. Anyway, good old RG. Hope you get played.
Dear Mrs. Ben.
Tim's Ben. I'll be going to the football. Righto, guys, take it easy. We'll see you guys next time. Peace. See ya.
Peace.